An anti-Semitic rampage caught on camera. Police say that driver was yelling racial slurs while trying to run down Jewish men in East Flatbush, where the threat stands tonight. Is a casino on Coney Island becoming closer to reality? After a sneak peek of what it could look like, tonight a meeting to discuss what's ahead and how likely Brooklyn is to get lucky with a license. From Brooklyn to the bench, and now forever remembered in our borough, the legacy of RBG lives on with a street named in her honor right here at home. Right to a look at your first forecast tonight with Stormwatch Team's Alan Nosif, because we're dealing with a wet overnight. Some parts of the borough getting rocked by storms just a short while ago. And Alan, is this sticking around into the morning? We will see rain into the morning, Amanda. Nothing, though, like what we saw earlier. This is from one of our storm watchers, Stacy. I mean, take a look at some of these lightning photos. This is taken in the middle of the evening hours, so it's dark. It's pitch dark outside, but it looks like look at these spider webs. This is stuff that we don't typically see in our borough, so pretty cool stuff. And of course, if you have any reports of any sort of damage, make sure you report it in, and any photos, use that hashtag N12 Stormwatcher. So that's what it looks like here, and this is what the radar looks like. It looks not as bad as what it did earlier. Of course, we had all that lightning and all those storms. Now it's tapering off to lighter showers. An occasional downpour still can't be ruled out. And listen, we don't need any more rain after what we got over the last couple of hours. A lot of green, even a little bit of blue. This is out towards Seagate, where there were power outages earlier this evening. The entire neighborhood was without power. Almost 2,000 customers, that means well over 2,000 people without power. About 1.5 inches reported on radar, and we could tack on a little bit more over the next several hours. Let's go hour by hour in Midwood here. Through the next several hours, again, showers and isolated thunderstorm at 1 a.m. And then we do clear things out later in the morning. So you will want to start off with the umbrellas and then end off with the sunglasses. It will be around 71, so not as warm. This is a change, though. One of the big pattern changes ahead. Does that mean the sun is back for sure, or do we have more storms? Find out in just a few minutes. Amanda.
Alan, thank you. Police are now investigating an incident in East Flatbush where a man was caught on camera driving his car onto a sidewalk and allegedly yelling anti-Semitic slurs. It all happened right near a yeshiva in the area. News 12's Shanice Archer is in the neighborhood where it happened and has more on what police are saying.
You're looking at surveillance video taken this morning on Glenwood Road. According to police, a 58-year-old man driving this white car drove up on the sidewalk, attempting to hit pedestrians. They say he was yelling out anti-Semitic slurs. This surveillance video coming from Yeshiva World News. Now, there were people in the neighborhood who did not want us filming where the incident took place, so we moved a few blocks down. As for the person responsible for the incident, police say they have someone in custody and charges are pending. In East Flatbush, Shanice Archer, News 12 Brooklyn.
Shanice, thank you. And in Bed-Stuy, police tell us they arrested a 12-year-old in connection with a hate crime. It happened 2 weeks ago on Franklin Avenue at around 9 at night. We're told a 13-year-old and an 11-year-old were playing on a sidewalk when the 12-year-old passed them on a bike, made a statement, and then pushed the 13-year-old victim to the ground. Police say the young suspect then kicked and punched the 11-year-old victim in the back. The Brooklyn District Attorney's Office says they indicted 18 gang members today. The DA accuses those men of multiple charges connected to a dozen shootings that left 2 dead and many more injured. News 12's Nadia Galindo was there this morning and breaks down this exhaustive investigation.
No, they're shooting. There's people just hanging out on the
video showing brazen shootouts on the streets of Brooklyn. Just a sample of the gun violence 18 individuals unleashed over the last 4 years, says District Attorney Eric Gonzalez.
These defendants simply don't care. They fire indiscriminately whenever they think that a member of an opposing gang is in the area.
Gonzalez spoke before a table of 15 weapons taken off the streets during this exhaustive investigation. Investigators say a series of retaliatory shootings kicked off between rival blood gangs back in 2021. The shootings injured multiple people, including 8 innocent bystanders, and resulted in 2 murders. One of those murders happened here at Dr. Green Playground in Brownsville. The victim, a rival gang member who was just 16 years old. A sobering fact of this investigation, says Gonzalez, that many of the defendants were teens when they pulled the trigger, some as young as 14 years old.
They know that they can do the crime and do the time and come home at a decent age.
We losing our babies out here, and it's not right.
That you see a couple pushing a baby stroller.
Some of the videos show children and families near the shooting scenes. One video shows a car full of innocent people stopping and shot at by gang members. Gonzalez had this message heading into the summer months.
And we're here to say that if you fire a gun in our community, we're going to prosecute you and we're going to send you to prison.
Gonzalez says investigators utilize social media and tips from the community to solve these shootings. He also pointed out efforts to help teens get out of gangs. He pointed to Project Restore Bed-Stuy, which he says has helped countless teens change the trajectory of their lives. In Brownsville, Nadia Galindo, News 12 Brooklyn.
Nadia, thank you. A Brooklyn man was sentenced to 10 years in prison after a burglary spree targeting homes and businesses in Bensonhurst. This is according to the Brooklyn DA. Prosecutors say that 55-year-old John Catullo took part in 7 burglaries total. One of those after he pled guilty in 2023 to a series of burglaries between August of 2022 and January of 2023. In total, Catullo stole more than $150,000 worth of jewelry and cash. Alumni of James Madison High School honoring Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. 4 years after her passing, a section of Bedford Avenue was renamed in her honor. Students, faculty, alumni, and even Justice Ginsburg's family gathered for this unveiling. And students there speaking about her impact.
Not only do we get the opportunity to learn at such a prestigious school, but we get to learn in the same place where she learned. And at the end of the day, like Ms. Azov said, we are learning her word. We are reading her word in a courtroom dedicated to her.
And they tell us RBG's legacy lives on in these students, the street renaming a sign of her impact right in the borough that raised her. Brooklynites are now getting more answers to the process that could bring a proposed casino to the Coney Island Boardwalk. News 12's Daniela Rodriguez was at tonight's community board meeting and spoke with some concerned residents.
I don't understand that, what you're saying.
Community members raised a number of concerns about the proposed casino.
The developer could possibly say, well, we expected to do A, B, and C.
But all questions related to it were redirected to be asked during the next CAC meeting, which has not been scheduled yet.
Maybe drugs, homelessness, robbery. Crime is going to increase in this area if you bring something like that here.
A representative from the New York State Gambling Commission broke down all the lengthy requirements for the incoming developers, which includes a $500 million initial investment.
That's all nice if they do that, but again, I mean, it's $500 million, which that's a lot of money. Like, we need to know specifics because there's a lot of specific needs that the community has.
The representative says the gambled money from the Coney will go towards public schools, mass transit, local governments, and even gambling treatment. But Brooklynites say they only hope developers live up to that promise.
I think there really needs to be a real line-by-line breakdown so people know exactly what they're getting. And then, again, enforcement in place to make sure that they actually get it.
Right now, we know that no applications will be looked at until next year. And once the board makes a selection after the applicant meets the licensure criteria, the commission will issue an operating certificate when the facility is ready to open up to the public. In Coney Island, Daniela Rodriguez, News 12 Brooklyn.
Still a ways to go in that process that will continue to follow here. Daniela, thank you. The city reports that in 2022, almost half of New York households with children